All right, we are live, and somebody wants to say hey real quick.
Hey.
Say hey.
Hi.
Say it's my night time. I'm going to
It's
bed.
my night time. And I'm named Abraham.
Hey.
And this is named Dave.
Tell everybody night night.
Night.
All
So
right.
we're gonna watch soap cutting videos.
We're doing some like soup videos.
Soap cutting videos.
Yeah. You want to go check it out?
And go check it out. Come on.
They might check it out later. Oh, Queen says hey. Say night night.
Queen. Say hi, Queen.
Hi, Queen.
Get closer to Daddy. All right. Say hey.
Hey, son.
Say night night.
Night, Queen.
Good job. All right. While they get ready to go to bed, as that little monster is running out the door now. She is a little monster. As always, I got to do some housekeeping things. I do have an Instagram. Well, I got 30. I'm following 32, and 12 people are following me. I think that's what that goes. Do got the Instagram, and we also do have the Chris the Dude Nurse Facebook page as well. I always got to announce the two of those. Make sure that people know about them. But once we get done with that, we go ahead and get started on the live stream. It's been 2 whole weeks since I've done a live stream. My sister came to town the very beginning of July, and so we were at the beach for one of the weekends, and then the next weekend we just had an incredibly busy schedule. We're actually very short-staffed at work, and because of the short-staffedness at work that's going on, of course everybody who is still there is working a little bit more than usual. So we had like 2 softball tournaments and a county swim meet all in the same weekend last weekend, so I was just too wore out to do a live stream last weekend, so that's what happened there. And of course, got to see my sister and hang out with her. What is up, Dominus Messer Plays? Probably did or did not pronounce that correct. I gave it my best shot. Anyways, it was good to see my sister. She was home from Leavenworth. She's got to go back to school. Came to say hi, gotta go, I am busy. Well, hey! And I'm glad you stopped by. Shoot, lost my train of thought. Anyways, it was good to see my sister. Got to hang out with her for a little bit. One thing that I really love to do, she married a Chris. Her husband's name is Chris, and he is left-handed. But when she comes to town, I purposely make sure that we sit next to each other at the dinner table, or whenever we're eating. That way we bump elbows with our forks and knives, when we're eating, because I know she hates that. Even though she married a left-handed Chris, you should know this. But I guess she just wanted, she wanted to go from childhood all the way through adulthood with a left-handed Chris, I guess. I don't know. In any case, I always make sure that I sit next to her just to annoy her with that. It's always been one of my most fun things to do. But she starts back school. She told me it's like first week of August. She's in Leavenworth, so she had to go home to get ready for school. But yeah, it's always fun to have her home. We try to get to see her as much as possible. Spend a lot of time with her and my mom, and the girls as well. Excuse me. But good times were had. But man, last weekend was just too busy, and I don't know. I think everybody in at least the United States is dealing with it. We got this huge heat wave going on that's been going on for like the entire month of July, and it seems to really wear you down, especially if you spent some time outside, which we had done last weekend, and it really messed with us, and just could not stay awake. I know Courtney had asked if I wanted to do a live stream last weekend. I said, you know what? I'm not even in the mood. Like I'm gonna be ill and angry. Like it's not nice to people to to jump on here ill, angry, and tired. So I decided not to. Yeah, hot in Texas. Yeah, I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe Arizona just set a record for having every day in a single month with the average temperature of over 100 degrees. So it's incredibly hot. And I imagine it's incredibly hot in Texas as well. We do at least have air conditioning here in the house, which is awesome. Whew. In any case, and we are, as I said, massively short-staffed at work. So if you want a job and you're a nurse, look for a company called Merrick Healthcare. We are national. We go from like Oklahoma to North Carolina and most of the states in between. Look to Merrick Healthcare to go ahead and get yourself a job. Help me out a little bit. I need it. We got an air quality warning here as well. The air quality has been bad this entire summer. I don't know about in Texas. What's up, Jerry? But the air quality has been bad here in North Carolina, and I think every eastern state because of the Canadian wildfires. Like, you can literally see the tops of the trees are like smoky. I know there's one of my mile challenges in particular when I actually beat the 17-year-old. You could literally see the smoke in the trees, and like if the wind would blow, you could see it sort of like the haze just sort of move around. Jerry, listen, I gotta tell you, I am the biggest UFO denier, doubter, don't believer in the world. So, I mean, yeah, I've been hearing about the Congress, Senate. Somebody's been meeting with them. All the release documents and stuff. I've heard about it, but I'll be quite honest, because I am such a doubter and denier and things like that. I'll hear about it and it just really does not spark my interest, you know, as you know, I do not believe, I maybe you haven't been part of this. I do not believe in ghosts. I do not believe in UFOs. I do not believe in Bigfoot. I do not believe in mythical creatures, you know, Loch Ness Monster or Jersey Devil or you know, things like that. Jersey Devil, is that the one? The Tasmanian Devil is actually a real thing, but the Jersey Devil is not. It's like a big chicken in New Jersey. I believe skinwalkers are real. That's just naked people. Oh wait. You're talking about a TV show, right? The Skinwalker Ranch. I think that's the TV show you're talking about. Yeah, no, I honestly and truthfully do not believe in those things, Jerry. I just don't. Yeah, Skinwalker Ranch, yeah. So let me further elaborate my lack of belief, why I disbelieve in these things. There has to be, if I'm going to believe in something such as UFOs or ghosts or things like that, I need a physical evidence proof. I need something out there etched in stone. I need a ghost caught in a cage. I need a public UFO that we can't explain in writing that doesn't make sense to anybody. I just don't. Until things like that come out, I'm just not a believer at all. And those shows that I used to watch them. My oldest really likes Josh Gates. He was on Discovery Channel, I believe. Anyways, he had a show. I can't even remember the name of it, but he had a show to where they would be like, listen to this footage we found of the ghost or whatever, and it would be like a static recording of zap, 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 something like that. And he'd be like, oh, did you hear that? He says, we're coming for you. It's like, it's just not, you're just recording noise out in the woods, man. You're not recording anything. You know what, Queen? I will give it to you. You probably did see Bigfoot in Walmart. If you've ever seen the people of Walmart, you probably did see Bigfoot in Walmart. I'll give you that. You probably did. And it probably was before Halloween. Probably just a regular day. No, it was Tuesday. It's like 4 days ago. But now I will say, I do enjoy myself a science fiction movie or a horror film, or even I'm trying to think of TV shows. I bet you do be seeing weird stuff at Walmart. Everything comes from Walmart. Everything. But I watch a science fiction something. It's fun to get into. It's a fun watch. But as far as I just don't believe. But Congress is going. Okay, I'm so sorry. Let me reread it one more time. Congress is going to force those with first-hand knowledge of it. And that's okay. I don't believe our government. I don't trust our government, I should say. Do I trust my roads to be fixed? I trust the government with that, yes. If a massive flood happens at my house, I trust that, someone's going to come and help get it out, which will be government. Do I trust the government with knowledge of war crimes committed by other countries? No. Do I trust them with UFOs? No. Like they said, Osama bin Laden, not Osama, the Iraqi guy, Saddam Hussein. Like they said, Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction, and we didn't find any of them. That should have been, that should have been checked on. Here's how the truth will surprise me. This government trying to get you to eat spinach. I ate a mess load of greens today. Not even lying about it. Jerry, if I read something that is all about the truth, it would have to be, and I'm not making this up, and it's going to sound terrible, it would have to be a very good headline. It would have to be a very good picture with an amazing headline of something that is going to get me to read the truth about what's found. It would have to be an amazing headline. If it's a lackluster truth about aliens, read here, something like that. I'm just not going to read it. It had to be something that just stands out that I would have to read. I know that sounds bad, but and then so many people only read the headlines and not the whole article, which sort of messes up things. But that's what it would have to be for me to read the article. As bad and stupid as that sounds, that's what it would have to be. We are aliens that haven't woke up. But how do we function? Is this all a dream? Like Matrix? Like when Neo woke up and all those things popped out of him and he pulled that one out of his brain. Did he wake up? He took the, what did he take? The blue pill? The red pill? I don't remember. Took a lot of trust for him to take that one pill. In my line of work, I wouldn't have took either pill. We are hiding we are hiding our truth selves. What's up, T? Some people are saying we are experimental rats. There was a movie that just came out. Oppenheimer, something like that. I have not seen the movie. Full disclosure, I have not seen the movie. But I do know, because I remember reading about him in high school, sort of the roundabout things that they used to do. And, you know, back in the 40s, 30s and 40s, when these guys were really prevalent, they were doing experiments with people involved, which is, you know, terrible to say. But like I said, I haven't seen the movie. I don't know how much of that they're actually going to show. But I remember I remember reading about people that, like, they were testing one of the bombs and it went off, you know, not too close to them, fairly far away, and they could, like, see their onus and radial through their arm, like they could see it, like they became transparent for a little bit while that bomb went off, which is terrible. And these ladies, might be a different story, but I think it was the same story. These ladies were in manufacturing. They were manufacturing things, and they had, like, the glow in the dark, sort of stuff. I can't think of the name of it right now. Anyways, they had the glow in the dark stuff that you paint on things, and one of the manufacturing women decided to surprise her husband by glowing in the dark, and it ended up killing her. Actually, you know, I'm not sure that was necessarily an experiment as it was a accident, you know, because I imagine those women would get the paint on them, you know, throughout work, and then find out, you know, oh, my finger's glowing in the dark. So this woman painted herself with the glow in the dark stuff and took it home to her husband, and ended up killing her, man, which is kind of messed up. But I believe it was a form of cancer. Yeah, glow in the dark woman's not that sexy. Yeah. T says, so you have friends stuck at Area 51. So my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, is a major, but he's in the Army. And every time I see him, I always ask what's going on at Area 51. And he always says, oh, it's Air Force. I don't know. He never tells me any of those secrets, but yeah. Must free your friends. Y'all go right on ahead. I am not going to Area 51. Because whatever is out there, the government doesn't want you to know what's out there, and they're going to keep it secret. And they ain't going to let you in. And they ain't going to be nice about it. But anyways, T, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while, bud. Yes, we must free them. Question. Area 51 means that 0 through 50 areas. Are you scared? I'm not scared. I just, when it comes to things being trendsetters, I'm not a trendsetter. I'm a trend follower. I'm not the first one. Where's Area 45? I don't know. Or is it longitude and latitude? Is it related to that? I don't even know how to read those. It just sounded smart. Where is Area 45? Don't know. If you know, if you ever heard of WD-40, it's a lubricant. It stands for water displacement on the 40th try. It was built by the government to get water out of the Jeeps when they would drive them from the boats to the beaches in World War II. Have I ever seen? I've seen plenty of things that I couldn't explain. I mean, yes, I've seen plenty of things I couldn't explain. But as I like to tell my children, everything can be explained. maybe not by myself or, at the time. But yes, I've seen things that I could not explain. I'll give you a story. We had track practice. I was in high school. It was spring break. No one was at the school but us. We had track practice. One of the guys had Alaska got a triangle just like Bermuda. One of the guys had a big lacrosse ball. They're pretty heavy and they kind of bounce, but they've got some weight to them. We had this huge parking lot that was right beside the track. And so we were throwing that ball, as far as we could in the parking lot. And so we throw it all the way across the parking lot. It goes across the parking lot, bounces, and goes over a sidewalk and into the other side of the school. And no one's there. And so we're like, dang, we gotta go get that ball. So we start walking to go get the ball. And then 20, 30 seconds later, here it comes, bouncing back at us. And no one else was there. There was 3 of us, and we were the only 3 that was at school. And because everybody else had left from track practice. And I cannot explain how this lacrosse ball went across the parking lot and then came back at us. I can't explain how it happened, but there is a reason as to how it did happen. What's up, Angel? So we were in a fairly wooded rural area at my school, so it could have hit a tree, could have hit something, could have hit the other side of the building and come back at us. But I can't explain how that ball came back at us. That's just one that comes to mind. But it is what it is. Trying to put the man child to bed. The youngest was just on here, Angel. She wanted to say hey, and then she ran off to bed. Do not eat fake bacon. Alien craft with glowing blue lights. We were hunting in Area G4, Yangon State, Nigeria, 1989. Come back from hunting. I hope I read all that right. I saw a blue light under my closet as a kid. Woke up in the middle of the night randomly. The whole house was dark. Sat up and looked towards my closet. All right. No one likes lights in their closet. Alien craft with glowing blue lights. So we got these lights. Me and my grandfather, we share similar beliefs. He did share. He's passed on. He did share similar beliefs that we do not believe in aliens or ghosts or anything like that. Anyways, in North Carolina, we do have these lights, and I'm showing it to you. That go up and down. Let's see if I'm gonna see if I can find a Google image. They go up and down the mountain, on Brown Mountain. Let's see here. No one can explain them, and they happen from time to time. It's not always, but they do happen. Let me just do that. Here's Brown Mountain. Here's the lights. They sort of do this. There's been plenty of people capture them on TV, on on whatever it may be. But the thing about it is they only happen at Brown Mountain, North Carolina. I grew up fairly close to Brown Mountain, North Carolina, and I still just don't believe it, man. I don't believe it's aliens or anything like that. There's something going on Brown Mountain. There's some reason why it happens at Brown Mountain, but I don't believe anything about it. Do I believe in shape shifters? It be lights. It's the lights to Wonderland. It could be. I was watching. All right, let me try to read that again. I'm sorry, T. I was watching the Secret Invasion TV series on Disney Plus, and wow. So, explain to me what a shape shifter is. Like a chameleon? A chameleon's a color shifter. That's real. That's a real thing. I've seen that. Are you talking about something that just morphs into a completely different shape? Could Mercury, the element, could it be a shape shifter as it, sort of shifts, change it into anybody? No, not unless it's like AI generated, which would be fake anyways, No, I don't believe that there's a living, breathing body that can change into shapes. No. I do not. X-Men is cool though. Again, we're starting to get into the sci-fi. I do dig an X-Men. I like the older ones. I did watch the last Logan, the last Wolverine movie. It was pretty good. Called the Skrulls, alien humanoids. I just don't believe. I just don't. I would have to physically watch a real not computer animated CGI AI with my eyes. I would have to watch and see something happen that changes a being into another being. Probably a good watch though. I could go for that. So back to work. In my line of work, I do deal with a lot of mental health. And I don't try to encourage, I do not try to encourage this, but I do love to hear a good conspiracy theory. As I hear conspiracy theories often, I do love to hear them. And I will, if I have the time, I will stop and listen to the entire conspiracy theory because I love how creative they are. They're so stinking creative. I think this world has a lot of portals. Okay, sort of like black holes. I think that's. Is a black hole created when a star explodes, or is that a portal to another dimension? I can't remember. But there's a lot of portals, like shrines, right? Think so too. Another dimension. I would have to see. That's another one of those things. I would have to go through it. Like if there's a door like right there, or even the door behind me. If I was to open the door and it'd be like Beetlejuice when the desert is right there, it would have to be right there for me. There are beings coming from a different dimension or galaxy. Stargate SG-1 stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That was a good show. I think Queen's from Texas, man. Let her be. I think she's from this earth. So I had this patient sort of somehow you reminded me. Say Queen's not from this earth. Look up the Tic Tac UFO incident. Okay, I'll look it up here in a second. I had this patient one time who was like, back to the conspiracy theories, and he was like, all of these things are fake, man, and then aliens are real, and these things are fake, and he told me this word to look up. I can't remember what the word was, but I looked it up, and he was like, you won't find it in Google. It's not in Google. It doesn't exist. And he was right. And I was like, what is he talking about? And then I remembered, like, oh, it's very possible that I'm just not giving consideration that I'm on a mental ward, and this guy probably is messing with me. So we're talking about Tic Tac. Looks like a retired Navy pilot remembers encounter with Tic Tac UFO. Looks like it's going to be a little bit of a read. So I will definitely give it a look. I'll absolutely give it a read in the next little bit, but not necessarily right this second. What's up, Jenna? It's good to see you this evening. Yeah, T is also here. We are discussing aliens and or shapeshifters and or other beings that are not humanoids. Homo sapiens, I believe, is the proper term. I think so. Homo sapiens. Oh shoot, that just reminded me somehow. I went. I did it. I went. So you scheduled your NCLEX in 2 weeks. That's awesome. Now you just got to study everything and make sure it's all like crammed in that brain so that you can pass that joker. I took my first steps of doing my bridge program. I went to school. I physically drove myself to the administration office of a school, sat down, and spoke with an advisor. I sure did. Believe it or not. So I took the very, very first big step. And yes, you do got this, Jerry. All you got to remember is, it costs you like $700 to take that test, and you got to get fingerprinted for it and everything, No pressure. I did not have to stinking prereqs. No. So here's the thing. So she pulls out this list, right? And she's like, "Oh, well, here's your list of prereqs. Do you have English 111, 112?" And I was like, "Yeah, I've got those." And she was like, "Well, do you have all your humanities?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I did all those the first time around. The intro. I took like intro to religion, and I think I took one that's called like Highway 29 or something like that." Anyways, I was like, "Yeah, I've got all my prereqs." I went to check into school. But anyways, we get down to the psychs. And I remember taking, I believe it was called Psych 157. And she was like, "Oh, now it's Psych 159. And your numbers don't match." And I was like, "Oh, well, that sucks, I guess I'm going to have to take either 159 or 241 or both, whatever it was." And then she was like, "Okay, well, that's no big deal. Let's see about your anatomy and physiologies." And she did say, she was like, "The good thing is we talking about the school, does not expire any class. If you passed it, and you got credit for it. I was like, oh, cool, that's awesome. And then she was like, what was your numbers? She was like, because we just changed them, probably 5-6 years ago. And I was like, oh, well, I took anatomy and physiology like 2009, 14 years ago. 14, 15 years ago. And she was like, oh, well, what was your numbers? And I believe my numbers were 161 and 163. And she was like, oh, it's now 168 and 169. I was like, oh, are you serious? And she was like, yeah, you'll have to retake your anatomy and physiologies. I was like, oh, that sucks. That sucks bad. And then she was like, oh, but there's a year-long wait list to get into the bridge program anyway, so, you have the time to do them. And then she told me I had to retake the TEAS test. I was like, that sucks. Now, but like I said, none of the classes expire. Nothing expires. Which I called another school, and theirs expire after 5 years. So nothing expires at this other school, which is good. But yes, I did go to a school to start my bridge program. But now I just got to talk myself into doing the bridge program because my classes don't quite match up, which is a big bummer. Wah, wah, wah. Which does suck. In any case. Well, thank you. What teas do I need? I don't remember. I want to say she said 69. And I think I scored a 67. But I was also younger then and didn't have any children. I had one on the way. So I was smarter and got more sleep. I don't know what I could score now. But she did say that you have to do another tease every time you apply. So it doesn't really expire. You just have to have a new tease every time you apply, which is kind of messed up. Anyways, Jerry, are you using any study guide? Like I used Kaplan. Kaplan was the program that I used, that I studied with for my NCLEX. Excuse me. And Jenna, did you find work yet? Have you found your dream job yet? I hope so. I hope you say yes. Your own notes and some ATI. There are plenty of like free resources that we didn't have, when I was there. Like there's even apps on your phone now that have NCLEX prep on them. But the thing is, you don't want to get comfortable with your different type of testing, and the format be completely different, which that would be a bummer. That'd be a huge bummer if you got comfortable with like ATI's testing, and then it was Pearson VUE. It might not be anymore, but Pearson VUE changes how they test. But your own notes is always good. And it's good that you're taking it like not long after class. You're not spending like a year studying. That would be, in my opinion, it's better to go immediately after class. Like you're doing it. The HESI. The HESI is the other TEAS. Oh, it's not a TEAS, but it's the other entrance exam, right? I'm not even sure if we have that here. If we have the HESI. That was like saying you got into college on your ACT or your SAT. You know, some colleges need that one and some don't. Yeah, 'cause we always just have the T's that I've ever heard of. I got a job over at Kindred for low 20s. Do you think I should negotiate? Okay. So I had I'll tell you, I'll answer your question, but I'm gonna tell you a little story as I answer the question. I had a friend who took a job at a big hospital, a known name brand hospital. And he sort of took a little bit of a pay cut because he was with the State Veterans Home, which is a VA nursing home. And he was like, yeah, you know, I took this pay cut because we always have gloves. We always have help. We always have CNAs. When he was at the State Veterans Home, they didn't have those things. You know, they had a lot of stuff, but, you know, they didn't always have gloves or sharps or, you know, little things that you're not thinking of. Kindred advertises themselves as an acute long-term care hospital, something like that. I probably got the name wrong. The thing about it is, you're probably, not guaranteed, probably going to have help. You're going to have supplies. You're going to have things that you need. If you ever need to call out or something, they're not going to be extremely angry with you because you left them in a terrible tight spot. So do I think it's a terrible deal going for the low 20s? No, I don't think it's a terrible deal. Unless you're, where you're at is a very expensive environment, but the low 20s should be fine. You could negotiate if you want to. The worst I can say is no. But that's not bad. I definitely thought about going to Kindred a few times, and the only reason I didn't go to Kindred is because it's in Greensboro, and I don't want to deal with Greensboro traffic. That's really the only reason as to why I didn't do it. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad deal. I really don't. Especially if it's like guaranteed 40 a week, 40 hours a week, things like that. It's not bad, especially new grad. But unless you're in a, I wouldn't take that if I was in Chicago or LA or, a very expensive New York, a very expensive city. But, do you take the terrible, terrible nursing home with a sign-on bonus, that you're going to get paid? Or do you take the place for less money with supplies and you're going to have help and things like that? You're going to learn a bunch at Kindred. You're going to learn a crazy amount. And I know that people are going to disagree and they're going to say that places like that are just pill pushers and things like that. But man, you get a phenomenal foundation when you're at a place like that. Your time management skills, you're going to be amazed at how much better your time management skills get at working a place like that. So no, I think it was great. Courtney was just here when we very first got started. Our youngest is awake, so they are in the next room watching ASMR soap cutting videos, because that's what puts our youngest to sleep, is watching soap being cut. Yeah, man. My very, very first job was at a terrible nursing home, a horrible nursing home, for a base pay of $16 an hour. I should not have chased the money. I should have stayed at the hospital. I should have gone to the hospital, I should say. instead of going there. Or even a doctor's office. But the doctor's office was only paying like $13 at the time, something like that. It's unheard of for that kind of money now. Like, I see fast food restaurants hiring for $15 now an hour. When I first became a nurse, I was making $1 more than that. Excuse me. That was several years ago, but you know. But yeah, Courtney's here. She's just trying to get our youngest to sleep by watching ASMR soap cutting videos. I'm not sure if anybody's ever watched them, but it's weird watching soap cut because it just sort of flakes off. It's pretty cool. Ooh. I went running earlier today. I haven't changed clothes, so I'm sort of sticking to my shirt. I don't know if y'all ever experienced that. It's kind of weird feeling. I don't quite like it. I checked my blood pressure yesterday at work, and I was low at 133/87, I believe. So I was low for how I have been running. So I go back to the doctor on August 21st. Really hoping for no blood pressure meds. Come on. But it's not looking good. You cannot hide from family history. You cannot. It's a terrible mistress. That family history. So I'm going to be an angry individual on August 21st because I got to go without eating or drinking from midnight till 3 p.m. to do my the cholesterol draw, but I can't think of the name of it right now. So Jerry, you have hypertension. You should be on meds, but you always forget to take them. That's all right, I guess. You know, probably not the best. May just have to go to bed early that day. I gotta work that day too, though. Like I gotta work the 21st. I'm not spending a whole day without. Like I gotta work. They say you can drink black coffee, which is good because I drink a whole pot of coffee a day. Excuse me. So since I drink an entire pot of coffee a day, I'm gonna still do that. So let's see how my lab values are affected by that. They didn't say how much. They just said I could have black coffee. But yeah, if I could go to bed early, that'd be good. If I could go to bed early in general, that'd be good. I go to bed late as I'll get out now. Especially over the summer. Because the girls like to stay up all night. Which keeps me up all night. But yeah, I may have to. Jerry, what, have you noticed any, like, when you do take your meds, you ever get, like, out of breath extra easy? Anything like that? That's my biggest worry about doing the blood pressure meds, the hypertension meds, is like if one of the kids runs off, I'm going to have to chase them down, but am I going to be able to, you know? Am I going to be able to sort of keep my breath in me and chase them down? I don't want nothing bad to happen. And yes, we're getting some late nights. What'll change the late nights will be when school starts back, actually, because them girls will be tired. But we still got a whole month. Supposed to be on 2 meds, amlodipine and losartan. You don't take either one? Dang. That's not good. Don't really notice anything. Well, that's good. That's good that you don't really notice anything. I don't know. I'm just playing it out in my head like I'm just going to be like exhausted all the time. That's my worst fear. You get heart palpitations when you take them. That's not good. Queen, you need to start a sleeping routine. Heard that. Did you tell your provider that you have heart palpitations when you take them? That's not good. We start our sleeping routine in about a week, I think. Getting the girls. What I do is I like to, because they start at the end of August. So what I like to do is like the like 4 weeks out, y'all got to be up and ready by 10, and then the next week up and ready by 9, and then the next week up and ready by 8, and then the next week we do regular school time. But yeah, it's not good to, not good to have the heart palpitations. But we're going to start a sleeping routine soon. I'm looking awful red today. I'm really not that red. I promise. I did not get burnt. The MP told you should exercise. Probably. Do you normally exercise? Start walking. But you got to put your boots on. So you can walk in your walking boots. Who sang that song? Was it Blondie? The boots, the boots that are made for walking. One of these days, those boots, they're going to go walking. And they're going to go walking all over somebody. Don't start in the weight room. I hate a weight room. I hate a weight room. I didn't even like it when I was an athlete. I don't know why it's fun. I don't know why people think it's fun. I never liked the weight room. I took myself weight training when I was in high school, but it doesn't mean I like the weight room. She told me one of her patients had a stroke. Ooh. We had a guy at work. We had a guy at work that he was 28 or 29 and had a heart attack. Young guy, under 30, had a heart attack. And he came to one of the nurses one day, and I am known, like I've been told several times at work, like, don't go see Chris because he'll send you home. If you come see me for an ailment, we're gonna check you out. And so he come back to we have like a nurse office where you can sort of sneak away, do charting, or you know, if you ever really have to explain something to a patient, you take them in the nurse office or whatever it may be. And he came back to the nurse office and he was like, hey, will you check my blood pressure? And it wasn't to me, but it was another nurse. And she checked his blood pressure, and it was something like ridiculous, like 190 over 110, something like that. And she was like, you need to go to the hospital, like, right now. And can't remember if he left EMS or not, but anyways, had a heart attack. His troponin came back positive. He was like 28. It's like, dang, you know, it wasn't too bad. He was only out of work for about 2-3 weeks. But still, you know, 28, 29 having a heart attack. That's crazy. It was not fun. Queen over here growing some muscles so she can be Mrs. Universe. Is that still a thing? They still do the muscle building competitions, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger's. He was a Mr. Universe. The food and drink. Someone sued Mountain Dew because they said that there was a mouse in the bottle of Mountain Dew, and they lost because Mountain Dew has proof that if a mouse got in the bottle, by the time it was on the shelves, it would have dissolved in the Mountain Dew. It's kind of gross. You know, there's probably, you know, a month at most between production till on the shelf. And so you're saying in a month a mouse would have been fully disintegrated, decomposed in a bottle of Mountain Dew? Ugh, it's kind of, what am I putting in myself? I don't drink Mountain Dew, but, you know, what is going into myself with a Mountain Dew? Terrible, terrible day. I'm gonna go ahead and give a 2-minute warning. I'm gonna call it at 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, I'm gonna call it. I'm pretty tired today. Yes, it was pretty gross. It was pretty gross. What's even worse is like the Mountain Dew was like, nah, you're not. You know, you're not gonna win it all. Like the mouse accidentally jumped in the Whataburger fryer. I haven't heard that one. But it doesn't surprise me. The old Whataburger. We have one Whataburger. I've never been there. But, yeah. It's on YouTube. I had to check it out. I'll check that out, and I'll check out. I've already got it pulled up, but it's the TikTok Tic Tac. Let me not call it TikTok. Tic Tac UFO. I've got it pulled up. just to let you see. I do have it pulled up. I'm going to check it out. Just let you know I got it pulled up. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that mouse too. Tip for a new job. Jenna, what is the job? We'll answer Jenna's tip for a new job question, then I'm gonna head on off of here. School nurse, I'm for it. I'm 100% for it. Absolutely. Currently, I actually did a video on school nursing. It's I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe it's the shortest. It's the biggest short in nursing is school nurses. It's a mess load of paperwork. You're gonna be making sure the kids get vaccinated and things like that. I'm for it though. I've oftentimes thought about going to be a school nurse. Yeah, sounds good to me. You're probably, if you're looking for something that like you're going to keep all your skills sort of up, school nurse is not it. It's probably stressful in the different way as opposed to like ICU, whereas ICU is like stressful all the time. School nursing is probably stressful, like I need all these papers from these kids now. You know, not necessarily like illness related, but you know, consents and doctors and, you know, things like that. So it's probably a lot more clerical than in many other types of nursing. But the stress level is different. I don't want to say it's gone, but it would be different. No, you'll have one patient. Maybe I can't understand. But yeah, it'll be a different stress level, but I think it'll be good. You probably get a lot of questions, like, depending on the age group you're in, but it'd probably be a lot of questions like, look at this, what does this look like, you know, from students. Wait a minute. I'm rereading your thing. Do you is it going to be like you would be like a shadow nurse, sort of like home health, but only at school? Is that what it would be like? Because you'll only have one patient. So you'll go to, like, if I'm not mistaken, you'll go to like class with this patient and the lunchroom with this patient, and you know, everywhere the patient goes, you'll go. You'll be like a shadow with them. That would be a sweet deal too. As long as you got a kid who like is non-violent, that would be a pretty sweet gig. The only thing you have to worry about with that is you are the only one. Hopefully, you know, if something does pop off, you'll have a teacher there that can help, or a student that can help, or, you know, someone can help with the patient. That would be all right too. Yeah, I'm for that too. You may have to ride a bus. There was a poor girl got killed in New Jersey because her restraint was set up wrong from her person on the school bus, and that person's now looking at time. But from the way it sounded, it was severe neglect, which I would like to think that, Jenny, you're not going to neglect your people. But yeah, I really don't see a bad thing about this. As long as you're, you know, paying attention and whatnot, not neglecting your people, playing on your phone, should be just fine. Or person, I should say, person. Should be fine. Should be a good job. Excuse me. Should be a good job. Again, different stress level. Yes, good night, Queen. I'm heading to bed. I hope that answered your question though, Jenna. Or at least I hope it helped. I'm for it. I'm definitely for the one-on-one patient, student, nurse. Definitely sounds good. Yes, I'm for it. I'd go for it. But anyways, I am going to be heading off of here. Thank you guys so much for joining me and spending your Saturday evening with us. It was a great time. Pretty good time. But good night, everybody. I will see everyone, hopefully, fingers crossed, in 1 week. We'll see. I got like the entire staff next week except for me as a float. Good floats, good nurses, great nurses. But you know, hopefully the stress level's not there. But anyways, good night, everyone. See everyone. Hopefully see everyone next week. Good night, Jenna. I hope I answered your question.